Well, what is up, guys? It's been a little while since I've been here on this channel. I'm sorry for that. I plan on getting back into the swing of things here and start uploading and updating more on this channel. But for those of you that know, for those of you that don't know, excuse me, I have been setting up for my live stream stuff. I know a lot of you guys have been helping me when I went live and on Instagram and all that stuff. I'm glad to say I've got everything working, so everything is there. You know, I got a couple of emails saying, you know, they weren't down for that, they're out. And a couple of people were saying, like, you got a lot going on with that, you know, I liked it better the old way. And I'm not really concerned with that. This particular setup that I've been testing and working a lot of hours trying to get, you know, graphics and, you know, different scenes and that kind of thing, it is strictly for my podcast. I'm going to be live streaming my podcast on YouTube and Twitch. I'm going to continue to do the live streams here, just like this, where I team up with, say, Atlas 46 or Rockler or, you know, IsoTunes, whoever, and, you know, give away things, you know, and just hang out on the live stream this way. I'm not going to discontinue this, or I'm not going to do, you know, a live stream as this background or at this platform or this format. I'm not going to replace this with all the fancy stuff that I was doing the other night or when I was testing. That is strictly for the podcast, and the live stream for the podcast recording is going to go to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. The purpose of going to Twitch is to try to get more followers there, more of an audience, spread my reach for my podcast. I mean, this is a business, so, you know, I want to, you know, spread my reach as far as possible from a business standpoint, but also I want to provide a really good show for those that are interested. And you don't have to follow along with the podcast, or you don't have to go to Twitch, or, you know, watch it on YouTube. You know, you don't have to do any of those things. I want to try to maximize the potential outreach with my content as much as possible. And so if I can live stream my podcast recording, because before, when I was recording a podcast, I was just recording it into a mic and recording it and then uploading it to, you know, iTunes, SoundCloud, all that stuff. You know, I thought, well, why not live stream this podcast on YouTube? Okay, so that's not a big deal. I can do that. Well, why not go ahead and live stream it to Twitch at the very same time if I don't have to do any extra work? So I can do that as well. And then as I started building this and building scenes, I wanted it to look like a professional show that somebody can tune in every week and watch and be a part of, call in, tweet questions, you know, use the chat. And then I thought, why not try to get, you know, more social platforms involved in this? And then that's when I started thinking about Instagram Live. And so that was the tricky part. And, you know, I'm the kind of person that if I think I can do it, I'm going to try everything in my power to make it work. And, you know, there were some folks that were like, that's not going to work. But it did. I got it to work. And I think it's really cool. You know, I know once I get going, hopefully people will see that it's just another way to interact with my audience in a way that nobody else is doing. So that's another look at things. Like I try to be a little bit proactive in the way that I distribute my content. You know, for instance, let me give you an example. So with YouTube videos, everybody does, not everybody, but the ones that are content creators, we make videos, we build things, we record them, we edit them, and we upload them to YouTube, and then we push it out. And then that's it. You know, that's as far as it goes. I want to take it a step, you know, maybe there are some others that go a little deeper with some of their projects and, you know, revisit them and that kind of thing. But for the most part, when people upload videos to YouTube, it's there, they move on to the next thing. It's just a weekly thing, and so the previous week has been forgotten. So I want to try to take it a step further and dig deeper into those projects and revisit them and just maximize the exposure of that project from a business standpoint, but also from a teacher standpoint, if you will, just to kind of let my mistakes be known, show how I overcame them, and what I would have done differently, those kinds of things. So live streaming this podcast gives me a platform to do that. And with all this other little technology stuff, like bringing up the little screen on the as I'm recording, and going over the project and saying, okay, I would have done this different, but this happened. I learned this. I think that's valuable to some people. So, I'm not really concerned with some of the folks that are like, naysayers. I'm going to try to be creative and create more content. And do some of the things that I haven't done before. Maybe they're being done on other channels. I just don't know about them. But I'm just trying to do my own thing. I want to try to be original as much as possible. Of course, there are some things that, kind of common, in the content creation world, that a lot of us do the same thing to a certain extent. But I want to have some of those things out there that, okay, when they mention it, hey, Sean was doing this, I want to try to do that as well. That's fine. I want to try to do some things that I'm not comfortable with, because I believe when you step outside your comfort zone, you grow as a creator, you grow as a person. It's just you're exercising your brain. I don't know. I may be weird. That's just me. But anyhow, that's what I've been up to. I've been getting all of the technology and equipment lined up and set up, and getting all the kinks worked out for the podcast and the live stream and all that. So I should be starting next week, next Thursday, live streaming, and then after that Thursday show, I'll strip the audio and upload that to the podcast. So the podcast should be kicking off next week. What else? I'm going to be getting a CNC. This is coming out. I know I've been telling you guys, but I've got to move that drawer upper assembly. I'm moving my miter saw, and I'm pulling this thing out because the CNC is going to be sticking out just a little bit, so I need a little bit more support under the front edge. So that's going to be happening very soon. So yeah, I've got a couple more things that are in the works that I'll save for another show here. But I want to just hop on here, let you know what's been going on. I haven't disappeared. So it just takes a lot of time and effort to get a lot of things put together, as far as new things go. So yeah, that's me. If you have any questions, or if you'd like to know anything else about what I'm doing, leave me a comment down below. I'll comment back. For those of you that are helping me get this thing set up and supporting me and showing up when I go live and that kind of thing, props to you. Thank you very much for that. It means a lot, and it will help me going forward. So you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Later.